So apparently, it's not okay to be gay if you leave it up to this guy. I'm going to be breaking down what's going on or what happened at Streamer University between plaqueboymax and I don't know this guy's name, and if I did, I wouldn't be giving him any clout. Apparently, this is one of Max's friends or at least associates off camera, and so this just makes the whole situation even worse. There's a lot I want to say about this video. There's a lot I want to say about this topic, and I can't wait to get into it. They were going to be reacting to the video created by Omizi. There will be a lot of pauses. I will be saying pause a lot, but at the end of it, stay for my outlook on the entire situation.
First time that a lot of these streamers have been able to run across each other. People that are supposed to be considered peers are able to address and confront all of the feelings and things that they've had about their compadres in the industry. It's also a time to get off a clip farm in and of it all, but we can talk about that at a little later of a time. But streamer OJ Suave, or I'm hoping that's how you pronounce his name, homophobic laden rant that he gave to plaqueboymax really was weird to me. It struck a nerve. Mind you, there are a bunch of streamers on this campus, so you're not going to get too many.
Just to give a quick pause, I'm not going to co-sign the term homophobic for this situation as of yet. I don't know too much about the situation, and I'm going to learn more about it as the video continues, but I don't want to co-sign homophobic just yet.
Opportunities to say what you want to say. And OJ took the time to talk about holy oil, parents, disappointment in plaqueboymax, and him selling his soul. Now, actually, plaqueboymax was emotional about this confrontation. And for what it's worth, I think that this is the jumping off point for a good conversation about streamer mental health, how nobody really gives a damn, and how there are so many underlying issues in the streaming community as
I always have a real stern outlook on how people treat or how streamers treat their like mental health with these type of situations because you're electing to be in a position where you make exuberant amount of money and have exuberant amount of free time doing things that you want to do as a CEO and an entrepreneur. So I don't want us to look too heavily or feel too bad about anybody in these positions when it comes to mental health. At all times, they can turn the camera off or they can just stop this. Now, I do know that is their way of making money, but at any time, you can go be like a regular person and go pick up a trade. So let's not feel too bad for anybody in these positions, right? Let's keep that in mind. Let's keep that in mind. They're getting money and be given money by individuals that are actually working hard paying jobs for them to do things in their free time.
I am not proud of you. I am proud of everything else you did. Nominations, changing the game, changing your skin to Bati, Diva. Diva start with D. Diddy.
To say that this clip was weird would honestly be an understatement, especially when you consume all 3 minutes of the rant. It's pretty hard to digest because it just drug on for too long. plaqueboymax approached OJ not in a way of confrontation, but a way of complimenting him. This was right after the Streamer University fashion show, and as two fashion guys on the streaming side of the internet, it would make sense for them to have at least some sort of moment. And apparently they do go way back. And instead of, I don't know, maybe meeting Max's good energy with your good energy, OJ decided to go on to this long, and I do mean long, rant about how Max being a diva was disappointing to his family, his fans, his identity. He was a sellout. How was he going to be able to face his kid? Literally used the words abomination and all this other stuff like that.
Again, I'm gonna have to see exactly what he said before I can speak too much about it, but I just wanted to say the word abomination in this setting, in this context, is insane.
It's crazy. And Max brushed this off in the beginning because, hey, we're doing this on camera. For the most part, streamer rules go, if it's on camera, it's supposed to be lighthearted. We're not having real serious conversations, but OJ decided to double down in it.
When you keep pushing that barrier and time passes, what happens? What next? Don't lose yourself, don't sell your soul, Max. They want your soul. You change the game. Don't sell your soul. You know I have a soul. You know I don't hold my tongue.
It got spiritual. We started calling it demonic.
My tongue.
It got spiritual. We started calling it demonic and all these other things. And what clearly felt like a private conversation was held online. OJ accused Max of being confused, pushing a fake person, chasing clips and engagement, disappointing his peers.
Now, look, it's okay to change. It's definitely okay to change over time, but we have to start realizing, and this is really huge in the streamer community, they don't realize or don't comprehend, and this is also happening in the real world, where we're not obligated. Nobody, the fans, the people are not obligated to change with you. People followed Max for how he came about or what he did to begin with, and you're not obligated by any means. If he wants to start changing, he changes his hair color, you don't have to follow him. If he changes his attitude, you don't have to follow him. If he changes what he does, you don't have to follow him. Nobody is obligated to continue to be a fan of someone throughout all their changes and phases of life. I know people say they wish they had old Playboy Cardi back. They stopped listening to him. I wish I had old Doja Cat back. Stop listening to him. I wish I had old Kanye back. Stop listening to him. I mean, this is the same situation. No streamer, no person is exempt from this type of ridicule when you're changing. If they don't want to be a fan and don't want to stick around with your changes, they're not obligated to do so. Now, how does this random guy know that Max is disappointing his parents? That he should have left out of it. I do think everybody, or at least a lot of people, are believing that this new Max is a character, right? He's just putting on the character for show. And so if we look at this guy's outlook on that, like it's just for a show, it's just a character, we can see how he can think that this is something Max is just doing for clout and can revert back. But we'll talk about that later.
Needed persona to make people happy and enjoy him and all of these things like that, which may be OJ's intended message in it of it all, but it didn't need to come in this homophobic laden rant that OJ decided to get off on stream. Part of what's strange in this to me is that he's claiming that he's coming to Max in a genuine perspective, but you can see that it's not being received well. Max looks totally uncomfortable as this big Jamaican man towers over him and is berating him about the lifestyle choices that he made.
I completely agree with Omizi. If you look at Max's body language, this other guy should be happy Max ain't fire on his ass because look, Max isn't even speaking back. He's not reciprocating the same energy. He's not even saying any words. I don't think he said a word yet. He looks annoyed. He's sweaty. He looks frustrated. Like, you gotta know when to dead the mission.
I'm gonna end my stream. I don't really want to chill niggas. I want to just chill. I've been streaming this.
From my knowledge, I've never seen Max say that this wearing the wigs and doing all this new personality he's adopted. I've never seen him say that it's a skit. Right? I've never seen him say that it's a bit for content. It's a skit. And so for that, we have to assume that's him, right? We gotta assume that's what he wants to do. That's his true personality. I don't know what's going on behind, the cameras and stuff, but we have to assume that's his true personality. And with that being said, we have to stop putting how we think people should be and how we want people to be and what we think people are trying to do, our outlook on another individual, what they do with their time, how they feel about themselves. We have to start trying to shape that to our liking. Max is doing what Max wants to do. It's not up to this nigga's business to give a fuck what Max is doing with his time. You either accept it for what it is, or like I said earlier, you stop following him, but you don't try to make this nigga change. Like, get over it. This is what he's doing.
Time. And at no point in that did Max use any of that to turn this into some sort of content. He left his stream earlier than he planned. And I think that matters because normally Max knows how to improv. That's what streaming is about. Taking a bad situation and flipping it into a good one. This time, he appeared to be emotionally exhausted. Max explained that he was tired of people creating these fake narratives about him because of how he expresses himself. People regularly use his fashion, his mannerisms, his tattoos, his personality, his emotional openness, and turn those things into an assumption about his identity or authenticity, and more importantly, his sexuality.
Okay, let's break down a few things. We are not going to normalize men wearing wigs, men wearing lace fronts, men getting dermal tattoos and diva tattoos and dermal piercings as if there's not a stigma that comes with it, right? Or we're supposed to believe that people that get face tattoos or teardrops are not some type of gang members. They're just expressing themselves. Me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of making assumptions because damn near they're always wrong. But there is a human aspect to making assumptions as a survival tactic, right? And people take that into everyday life. But here's the differentiator. If you are able to make these assumptions, that doesn't mean you need to take these assumptions and make an action out of them, right? Assume what you assume and keep that shit to yourself. You don't need to go up to Max telling Max what he needs to change, or go online in his comment section telling Max what he needs to change. He's doing what he wants to do.
Those things into an assumption about his identity or authenticity, and more importantly, his sexuality.
This is me, nigga. Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. I might be a little weird, bro. I might test some shit. Niggas get cold, bro. Think I'm gay. I don't give a fuck. What's wrong with being gay? There's nothing wrong with that shit, bro. Y'all niggas is whack. You're corny. And you just think how the next nigga think. You don't have your own mind, bro. That shit whack. But I'm gonna be myself, regardless. None of y'all niggas fucking with me. I don't care.
And OJ's comments.
Yeah, nah, Max for sure gay or some type of LGBTQ. But it's look, here's the thing. He said something very important there. Max said something very important there. Ain't nothing wrong with being gay. Ain't nothing wrong with being gay. It's 2026. You can be gay. You can be gay and out. You can be gay in the quiet. You can be gay in the closet. It doesn't fucking matter. You can be whatever type of gay you want to be. It's not up for other people to make that determination or start judging you because of that. We are way past that. Way past it as a people, right? Unless you're gay, that shit shouldn't matter. Like, unless you're gay and you want Max, that shit should not matter. If you're straight, that shit doesn't affect you. So I don't see why people are trying to get so invested into his sexuality. I mean, he doesn't even have to come out and say he can. I think he should in 2026 and say that he's gay. I think he just did, but it doesn't change anything about the nigga. If you like his content, you like his content. People are so rooted. And I'm Trinidadian in Spain. Shout out to Spain. We just won the World Cup. So I understand where this nigga coming from the Caribbean aspect, his Jamaican aspect, and like how they look at you know gays and whatnot. But he gotta grow out of that. You gotta change out of that. It's 2026. That's not how we doing shit no more. You gotta let people do and be who they are and express themselves how they want to express themselves. Like if he's gay, it does not affect nobody else. People are so caught up in their Christian values or their religious values to believe that people are wrong for being themselves or they need to change the way to fit their views. Like your religious views damn near have no validity to them. Right? We're living in the real world, tangible shit. This nigga's living a real life. He has tangible emotions. How you think a nigga that's supposed to be his friend, a day one homie, disrespected him like that on camera? Lucky he ain't still off on your ass, nigga, for real.
Those accusations directly to Max's face. Max, once again, was told that he was playing some sort of character rather than simply expressing himself. His reaction was
Yeah, Max has never said this is a character. That's my biggest point. Like he's never said that this is a character. If it was a character, or if behind closed doors he said it was a character, then that's one thing. But this is who he is. You gotta accept him for who he is, or you don't watch him. Like I say it all the time. If you don't want to support or influence these streamers, don't watch them.
were not only about what happened during those 3 minutes, it represented the exhaustion of repeatedly being faced with this sort of criticism about the way that he has been portraying himself on social media. And I think that all of this is extremely funny because this is happening while at a Kai Cenat sponsored event who went through some of the same things as he was going through changes. And most people and streamers stood up for him, but I guess because the change wasn't necessarily about or could be questioning his sexual identity and preferences, it goes a little bit different. I just find it strange that people defended Kai in these moments, but don't also defend Max in these same exact moments of going through this great change in life. And this didn't ring off with a lot of people. Let me be extremely clear. Once the campus saw how this interaction affected Max, they began confronting OJ about it, and rightfully so.
Max was so excited to see OJ. It was like, yo, you're fit hard. Well, you went in on him, gang. Max got quiet. He been happy this entire time. And then he started crying, gang.
Nigga, I had on the wig today. I ain't gonna lie, bro, you gotta let people do what they wanna do. What the fuck? You don't get nothing out of telling them what he could do or can't do.
People making fun of other people, I don't like that. I'm 5-star, nigga. This is university. We all supposed to be coming together. I'm on my way. Max, spurt that stream, man.
Kai openly said he did not enjoy or like how OJ had this conversation with a happy plaqueboymax. Ty Lil and DDG came to his defense. The core boys described OJ's interactions as weird. And there's so many things wrong with the way that he went about doing this. Let's say that OJ actually did feel like these things were an issue with plaqueboymax. It seems as though they have more of a line of communication than you or I would. So let's reach out. Let's have a private conversation and maybe we can come to a better understanding. But
Man, fuck all that. Step one is mind your fucking business, nigga. If that shit don't affect you, mind your business. Him being gay has nothing to do with this nigga. Step two, that's when you have a reach out and have a private conversation. But if we're being realistic, you really just need to mind your fucking business. Man, Max, keep popping your shit. If you want to be diva, nigga, be diva. Fuck is these niggas talking about, nigga? If you want to get another tattoo that say diva, do it, nigga. If you want to do what you want to do, nigga, at all times. Because these niggas wasn't rocking with you when you was in that fucking room with them beady ass dreads and twists, yelling at a keyboard by yourself, nigga. Keep being you. Be diva, nigga. Fuck.